Family, thank you for joining me here at the American News Network with Chris Sanders. The FBI has said to be on the lookout because they think terrorism is amok, and I think they're the lead culprits. But why is this molten sulfur here all alone in Marietta, Oklahoma? That's right, this is very highly suspicious to me, and I'm going to tell you why this is suspicious to me. Okay, and remember, the federal government said just yesterday that we need to pay attention because they believe that we're going to have a bomb here in the United States that is sent by, in their opinion, people from Palestine and people from, the Middle East, whereas I think that our own government was guilty for 9/11 and also the Oklahoma City bombing. So I want to remind you all that there was enough fertilizer stolen from our trains to do 15, you heard me correct, Oklahoma City bombings. And they were stolen from our freight cars. So why is this freight car here standing all alone, not connected to anything? Now keep in mind, if a train runs into this train loaded full of oil or charcoal, what are the ingredients for gunpowder? Saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. This right here behind me is 1/3 of the ingredients for a massive bomb, and it's just been let alone here for some reason in the state of Oklahoma. And just so you know how much, we're talking 203,000 pounds of sulfur, okay? The other weight is 60,000 pounds. Regardless, this is so much explosive material that has been abandoned here in a small town in Oklahoma. Who is going to pick it up? Where is it going to go? And what is this going to be used for? Now, to everybody else, if they just see an oil tanker, they might say to themselves, oh, there's oil in there. I come over here, this thing's loaded full of sulfur. Again, sulfur is one of the 3 ingredients. Do not text me right now. Hello, all my fans, but when I'm live, please don't contact me. This is a major thing going on. Please like, share, subscribe, and spread this. But we have got 203,000 pounds of liquid molten sulfur that's been abandoned here. And the feds just say, be on high alert. Look for suspicious things. Well, this is suspicious to me, and it is 1/3 of the material for active gunpowder, THC. Basically, it's 1/3. Imagine 3 cars full of just dynamite. That's what this is. Okay, again, this is molten sulfur that has been abandoned here. There's no other car around it, okay? And just so you can see it, yes, molten sulfur, okay? For a chemical emergency, spill, leak, or accidents, okay? Why is this here? All by itself. No other car connected to it. So my question is, who's going to pick it up? And it leads right into what I'm going to talk about today. Today, the FBI says to us, citizens of the United States, that they believe that the people of Palestine and that Muslims are going to be doing domestic terrorism on the United States. I don't believe in that. I think people are peacefully assimilating. I think that they learn hate over there. But after they come and they live here, they realize after a few months, you know what? This nation doesn't have a racism against people that are Muslim. It doesn't have Islamophobia. Everybody's so different here that everybody lives with their differences. The true enemy that we have, same enemy that just decided, oh, Roe versus Wade, that's been, people are accepting that. Well, let's divide that. Let's divide everything we can, and that's what they've done. They divided us on race, Black Lives Matter. Now they're dividing us on religion. And he brought up the only thing that could save a fraudulent election. You know what that is? World War III and a racial war. This is a religious racial war. We can't get involved in it. The war is older than the United States. Here's a heads up as far as where we're at. We're in the town of Marietta, Oklahoma. Okay? And right now, we have a train car right behind me filled up full of sulfur, which is what the government or any terrorist would need to blow up something very massive. And look at it, sitting all by itself right back there. I've never seen an abandoned car here in this town, and I've never seen one that's, there it is right there. I've never seen one. But more importantly, remember, this terrorist watch list thing just got out. They caught 4 terrorists from Iran. I don't believe our FBI. I don't believe them 1 cent. I think that they're going to use that information so that they can say, oh, one of these people did something bad, when really the enemy that's always been dividing us is our own government. It's our own CIA. It's our own FBI. We need to completely stop funding him. I wish Mike Johnson would have the common sense, okay, to stop funding war in the name of, you want to say it's in the name of Jesus? No, sir, it's not. Jesus was for peace and love, treating your neighbor as yourself. Funding a war is only funding a war to blow up Palestinians and Gazans. That's not treating your neighbor like yourself. Then I heard even a good friend of mine talk about how Moses and Aaron and how they made it to the promised land and were promised things. And I want to remind you, Moses never made it to the promised land. He said to everybody, hey, you owe me a tithe of what you got. And as such, what did they do? They wandered in the desert for 40 years. You see, many people don't get the message with God. Here he just saved them from the Pharaoh. Said, will you save my people and let them go? And as soon as he walked across and God opened up the seas, what did he do? He reinvented slavery with religion as soon as he crossed the Red Sea. Now, I bring that to you because there's always people flipping the script, even if they're on your side. And the people on our side saying, hey, we need to be worried, are the exact people we need to be worried about. Moses was their champion. Then he became maybe their culprit. He said, oh, you owe me, only we talk to God. Okay. Then you learn that Jesus was the only way and everything else. So what Moses said was what? Again, remember, he wandered for 40 years. Remember, all the beginning of the Old Testament was, talking to the Israelis, to the Jews, saying, hey, try to be honest. Try to stop screwing people over with weights, measures, with banking. Just so you know what a wonderful town we have. Here we're in front of Chef Rodney's The Taste, right across from my place, and look what you can pick up here in our town. That's right. You can pick up the Holy Bible if you need one. That's what I want to talk about, salt of the earth type places. And it'd be right across the street from my place. So, this community doesn't have a problem as far as with faith, okay? And so, as such, we're all 100% safe here. The Love County Sheriff and the police are on top of things so much because love triumphs in everything. And it's just a fun town, beautiful town that's getting along 100%, okay? And my buddy Nate over there has that place. He'd probably like if I gave him a shout out over there for Firehouse and for our little town gas station that we got. But again, major story of the day, FBI says, hey, we think terrorists might be on the move to blow stuff up. Well, isn't that convenient that there was enough fertilizer to blow up 15 Oklahoma City buildings? Here's what they're going to do. This is just the truth that's happened before. They are going to ship all of Biden's stuff to impeach him to a safe house, to a federal building. Oklahoma City Federal Building was a safe house, but no one knew that underneath of it, in the basement, were bombs. Bombs put there in advance so that they could blow up evidence against themselves. We know that because Oklahoma University, when they tested the seismograph and waves from Timothy McVeigh's homemade bomb, proved that there's no way it could have been because the vibrations matched 2,000-pound concussion bombs that our government has. And we could tell that in the signature of the wave file. So what I'm telling you is the government killed Timothy McVeigh to cover Clinton's, all of his erroneous activity in the Whitewater investigation file. And all that was sent to the Oklahoma City Federal Building to impeach Clinton, and somehow mysteriously it blew up. Now, here's how they orchestrated that. Remember, they did a standoff the year before in Waco, Texas, and that was our smoke screen. And then a year later, they blamed it on one of the relatives, Timothy McVeigh, from, However, there's no way in hell he did it. There's so much evidence to exonerate the guy who the government murdered because they wanted to, make it seem